We're back with Conversations with Cyrus Webb, where we bring you some of the best guests as well as the most incredible interviews. Today, I'm joined by really an amazing author. Tonya Goring is making her first literary appearance here in Mississippi. We're here to talk about her book, Meet Desiree, what led her to write it, and what she hopes you as readers are able to take away from it. Tonya, welcome to the program.
Thank you for having me. I'm really excited to be here.
Well, I'm excited to be able to speak with you about the book. You and I have spoken on the radio about Meet Desiree. It was a great conversation. I should say the subtitle of the book is One Woman's Journey from Tragedy to Self-Discovery. You know, what I think is so interesting about this book is that it really reaches people where they are in their lives. I think everyone can see slivers of the characters in their own lives. Is that one of the things that you've seen and heard about from people who've read the book?
Yes, definitely. And that response to my book was a surprise to me. I wasn't sure what kind of feedback I would get when I initially published the story. But since I've been sharing my story, that's exactly what I've been hearing. I have been there. And that's why I have the hashtag I am Desiree, because that's what people tell me. That
is, you know, and I think that is really okay. So let's just go ahead and jump into that part, because this is a personal story for you.
It is very much so.
Yeah. And so, did it make it easier writing it as creative nonfiction? Did that make it easier for you to tell the story?
At the time when I was writing it, absolutely it did. To be able to take a step back and not call Desiree Tonya was huge. I think that's what allowed me to finish the story and be able to release it. But once it was released, you know, I quite proudly tell people I am Desiree. That story is about me.
Yes. And Desiree's story is one of the things, because I should say the full disclosure, that you advertise with Conversations Live. And one of the commercials that runs on there, I remember because I read it, the commercial was asking, what if you found out these things? What if you found out X? What if you found out Y? What if you found out Z? And I had people who actually said to me, and you actually heard someone comment on the commercial that, you know, they know what that's like. When it comes to, you know, making a decision, I think we're all faced in situations in life where we either can say, I'm going to accept this, or I'm going to want better for me. What was it like for you to get to the latter, to say that, you know, regardless of what it means, I want the best for Tonya, I want the best for Desiree?
Well, Desiree didn't just have herself. As you know from the story, without giving too much of it away, Desiree is married and she has 2 children. So the decisions that she has to make, they're tough because they don't just involve Desiree. There are 2 other young lives at stake who she feels, you know, they're her children, and she wants to do everything and make the best decisions for them. So to get to that point and make that decision, the decisions that I was faced with, I just did them with, you know, the people I love the most in mind. So.
Faith is another part of this book that is not, you already know where I'm going with this. There's another part of the story that I think people will understand. You know, I have found, especially over the years, Tonya, that when things are going great in our lives, we did it. When things are going bad, God did it. You know, and I think a lot of people feel that way. Why did God let this happen? You know, why did this? You know, talk to us about being able to move beyond, you know, our feelings about what's happened to us personally and looking at the bigger picture. What can I learn from this?
Oh my gosh, the faith part of my story is huge. There is no way Desiree would have made it through this juncture of her life without it. She didn't see it, she didn't see all the moving pieces, but through different things that are revealed, she realized that, oh yes, God definitely has a hand in this. So he's definitely here, whether you reach out to him and accept him or not. Accepting God and deciding, okay, I don't understand all of this, but I'm still going to serve you. I'm still going to keep reading, even though I don't understand what I'm reading. You know, when I read these words in the Bible, what do they mean for me? And sticking that out, there is a great reward from God.
Yeah, there is. Again, you're watching Conversations with Cyrus Webb. I'm joined today by Tonya Goring. We're talking about her book, Meet Desiree. It's an amazing book. We're going to be telling you guys at the end of this segment how you can get your own copy of the book. Part of the struggle, and you outline this, Tonya, is that it's not just about Desiree. It is about the family. It is, but isn't it also about, can I do it? Can I make this decision on my own?
It is, and I feel like there's a very heartfelt chapter in this book. The decision, basically. Do I stay or do I go? And I'm listening, I'm trying to hear God, because I want to make sure that this decision that I make is really, you know, the one I need to be making, taking everything into consideration, and most of all, is it God's will for me? So I definitely believe that, you know, it was a critical part of that part of my life.
Yeah. Well, you know what, I think that's the thing. So for you, you, like a lot of us, are on social media. You are sharing on Facebook, on Twitter. You know, do you think part of the reward of having this book out is that other people will know that they're not alone in what they're going through?
Oh, that's the most important part. The most important part. I cannot tell you how many intimate conversations I've had following publishing my story, and just to realize how many people, and they say, oh my gosh, I never knew being this close to you that you experienced this or this, you know. So it's very rewarding, and then to connect with people and just see the way that they come alive, knowing that my story helped them to be able to confide in me or someone else. Because I have family members who have reached out to each other following reading my story. It's just things that we never shared with each other. So it's incredible, that part of it, and it makes everything worth it. All of the editing and rewriting and writing and rewriting.
You know, the title to me is interesting, and I was thinking about, actually, thinking about this segment, Meet Desiree. Isn't a big part of it also, Tonya, being able to know who you are, being able to know what you can do, and that you don't have to be defined by somebody else?
Absolutely. I'm so glad you got that from the story. And it's basically an introduction of this woman, Desiree, to the world. And most of it's her finding out, you know, along the way herself, finding that she has this strength, finding that, realizing that I'm in this situation, I don't have to stay. Whether I choose to stay or not, it's up to me, but knowing that I don't have to.
Right, exactly. Again, everyone, Tonya Goring is our guest. Meet Desiree is the title of the book. Let our viewers know how they can stay in contact with you, Tonya, and get their own copy of the book as well.
As you said, I'm on social media, Facebook, Meet Desiree, and also website, www.meetdesiree.com, and Amazon. The book is in Kindle version and paperback.
All right. Well, Tonya, congratulations again, and thank you so much for taking the time to do this.
Thank you. It's my pleasure.
All right. And thank all of you for watching this episode of Conversations with Cyrus Webb. To keep in contact with us and past shows, go to www.conversationswithcyruswebb.com. Until next time, I'm Cyrus Webb saying have a great one.